Hello everybody and welcome back to the tale of Hercules and his 12 labours. Now where we left it last time was that Hercules just returned to his cousin King Eurystheus, having conquered the Nemean lion. He came back cloaked in the Nemean lion's skin because it was almost like a set of armour. And he was very, very happy with his new set of armour, but he had scared the king. And the king wasn't very happy with that, and in so doing he decided to set Hercules his second labour. His second labour was to go to the swamps of Lernia, and there lives a beast called the Hydra. His second labour was to kill the Lernean Hydra. Now, the Lernean Hydra was a snake, a massive snake. And Hercules was incredibly eager to start on his second labour. So, in order to do so, as soon as possible, he asked his nephew Iolaus to take him to Lernia by chariot. Now, Iolaus was the son of Iphicles, Hercules' half-brother. Iolaus was quite young, and he was quite nervous, this being one of the first times that he'd left his home. He asked Hercules, "Is it true that this Hydra has 9 heads, and that one of the heads cannot be killed?" Hercules replied, "So Eurystheus tells me, and that its blood is poison." But this didn't seem to bother Hercules. He actually thought it was a good idea. This was much better. It's hard to fight what you can barely see. But Hercules was clever. He knew there was probably something King Eurystheus hadn't told him. I wonder if there was anything he decided not to tell me. So, Hercules decided to lure the monster out of the swamp. And that was a good idea, because the king and Hera both knew that anyone who approached them was killed by the monster's poisonous breath. They didn't think Hercules had a chance. So, Hercules drew back on his bow and fired a flaming arrow into the cave. Let's see if we can rouse the beast. He did. Out of the darkness, he heard a hiss, and that hiss got louder and louder, and out of the darkness he could see these red eyes glowing, getting bigger and bigger, and this colossal beast. This snake was even bigger than he could possibly have imagined. Hercules faced it down, cloaked in the skin of the Nemean lion and his trusty club, whilst Iolaus looked on. Now, Hercules was a mighty warrior. He did not fear this beast. He charged in and battled, swinging his club. Everything was not quite right. "This cannot be," thought Hercules. "Each head I destroy, 2 takes its place. So every time he struck a head and destroyed a head, 2 would grow back." Hercules was a mighty warrior, but he was starting to get concerned. "Iolaus, grab a branch from the fire." He had an idea. Now, Hercules continued to battle the beast, swinging left and right with his club, fending them off. "Hurry, Iolaus!" Again striking at the head, snapping at him. Iolaus charged in. "I understand," and every time that Hercules clubbed a head, he thrust a burning branch onto it. Now, when the heads were lit with fire, they would burn, and no more heads came back. "Well done, Iolaus. We may win out after all." Hercules battled on alongside his young nephew, but the grim battle continued, and as daylight faded, only one head remained, the immortal one. It did not matter how many times Hercules beat him back, or if Iolaus tried to burn the head, he would not die. Hercules had had enough. "Now let it end," he roared, and he jumped and struck the Hydra a mighty blow. He managed to take the head of the Hydra, but it still wasn't dead. So, after he struck off the immortal head, Hercules buried it beneath a rock. Then he and Iolaus prepared to return to Mycene. before they did so, before they mounted Iolaus's chariot, Hercules had had an idea. Now, the king had made it quite clear that this time he did not want Hercules returning with any part of the serpent. No snake skin boots or hats or gloves or parts of the snake, but he noticed the blood. If this monster's blood is poison, these arrows may prove useful in my other labours. So Hercules knelt down and coated his arrows in the blood of the Lernean Hydra. He returned successfully to Mycene, but the king was not happy. "What were you thinking, Hercules, to take a boy his age into such danger? Besides, the god's wish was for you to serve me, not to have Iolaus perform your labours for you." Hercules was not impressed. He already has a warrior's courage. Now he must learn. "No matter," said the king. "Your third labour will be less challenging, so you have no need of help. I want you to fetch me the Lernean hind. Amazing creature, it has horns of gold." Hercules sniggered. "You want me to bring you a deer? Hardly a labour to match my prowess. This should not take long." Hercules left the palace. But the king was cunning. His advisor asked him, "I admit I do not understand either. A hind?" "One sacred to the moon goddess Artemis," said the king. "If he kills it, she will surely punish him." "But you told him—" "I told him to fetch the animal, not to harm it." "Ha ha, yes, very clever indeed, my king." So, Hercules is set off on his third labour. Will he fall for King Eurystheus' plot? Who knows? Find out next time in the Labours of Hercules.